95 North Falcons talk show here. Folks, tonight I just want to share a topic with you guys that I came across on Bleacher Report. And if this is your first time tuning into the show, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Drop a comment, man. Let's keep this Falcon thing going. But Bleacher Report predicts the Falcons to have a 3-14 record this coming season. I strongly disagree with that. I don't know how it is that they base their findings on, but 3-14 just seems a little too far fetched, so to say. I mean, it's not. We're so much. We're a better team than we were last year. We've added so many components to the offense, the defense. Um, sure, there's pieces that we're missing from last year. Matt Ryan, of course, got traded to the Indianapolis Colts. A mainstay on offense. We won't have the services, unfortunately, of Calvin Ridley this year due to his gambling problems and things like that. Russell Gage went over to our rivals in Tampa Bay. Um, so really, couple that with what we have added, Marcus Mariota, Desmond Ritter, um, Marcus Mariota through free agency, Desmond Ritter, third round pick this past year's draft. Also, we drafted Drake London with the 8th pick this year, as everybody knows. Oh, and by the way, we have Kyle Pitts as well. Oh, and not to mention, we also traded for Bryan Edwards of the Las Vegas Raiders. So we have added elements to this offense to make it a little bit more, if not more dynamic than it was last year. Cordaro Patterson is still on the squad. And he's a guy to look out for, Cordaro Patterson, in my opinion, with all the weapons that we've added to go along with Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bryan Edwards, Zacchaeus, Cordero Hodge. Cordero Hodge. If you haven't seen any of the preseason games, please go and check him out, man. The guy's been putting up numbers. He's been doing great. He looks great in this offense. Also, we've added to the running back group with Tyler Algier and Damian Williams, of course. Tyler Algier, standout from BYU, rookie, drafted him in the 5th round. Also, Damian Williams, a journeyman of some sort, last known for his Super Bowl heroics with Kansas City Chiefs. Had that long touchdown on the sideline to seal the game against San Francisco. But of course, everybody's entitled to their opinions and stuff like that, and their findings or whatever. But I don't agree with that. Like I mentioned, the dynamic of not having Matt Ryan here, sure, okay, the yardage hurts, the touchdowns may hurt, but what folks don't realize or folks got to understand is that this offense, how it's built, wasn't built for Matt Ryan. Right? Matt Ryan is a classic drop back type passer. Sure, he might get you a yard or two, but that's going to be a long ass yard or two, and it just the offense wasn't for him. It wasn't for him. We've now have two guys on the roster, Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ritter, that that this offense is, some would say, tailor made for them. A lot of naked bootlegs, a lot of keepers, a lot of play action. Definitely, helps with the unpredictability that this offense might be throwing. Marcus Mariota, former second round pick from Oregon State, is he's no slouch. He's been in the league. He knows what he's doing. He hasn't been a starter for the past 2 or 3 years, but that's because of the situations that he was in. He fell out of favor, of course, in Tennessee, where Ryan Tannehill was given that starting position. And for those that don't know, Ryan Tannehill was a wide receiver before anything, before converting to quarterback. And that's the type of play that Arthur Smith inherited. And Arthur Smith made him look, more than decent down in Tennessee. So now that he has a quarterback that understands his style of play, his system, I think Mariota is going to flourish. And I I really strongly believe that. We have a rookie waiting in the wings in Desmond Ritter. That he's game ready, but we have to just take our time with him. We can't just rush him in there. But yeah, back to this record situation and stuff. Yeah, like I mentioned, Bleacher Report, predicting the Falcons are going to end 3-14. Like I just mentioned, I really don't agree with that. With all the offensive pieces that we've added, I think it's going to be a pretty decent and exciting offense to look for on Sundays. I'm definitely for sure. I'm excited. You know what I mean. Mariota brings an element to the squad that we haven't had in God knows how long. You've seen him in the preseason. He made plays with his legs. He's making plays with his arms. Game one against the Lions, he kind of reverted back to his old ways where he wasn't, you know, going through the reads on defense and stuff like that. And he would just take off and go. But he seemed to settle down against the Jets. And that was promising to see. We're gonna flip it over now to the defense. Last year, uh, AJ Terrell, snubbed from the Pro Bowl, as we all know, but was the elite of the elites, if you want to call it that. Definitely AJ Terrell and his island was a true shutdown corner last year. Of course he's back. Oh, and by the way, we added Casey Hayward. He's no slouch himself. Former Pro Bowler himself, to man the other side. The real big dynamic that's missing from this defense this year is the presence of Foye Oluokun, who went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Atlanta's got to find a way to make up for that loss. And what I mean by loss is, it's not easy finding 192 tackles. And tackling, of course, is key. But and Foye did that very well in open space, in traffic, whatever you want to call it. He was all over the field. But the Falcons revamped that position, so to say, this year. We've added playmakers in their own rights, by their own rights, and from college. Troy Anderson, highly touted linebacker, and Arnold Ebiketie, also from Penn State. D'Angelo Malone, another guy, we've added in the draft. These guys are playmakers. These guys, I think, can fill that void. Also, Michael Walker's still here. Rashaan Evans, formerly of the Tennessee Titans, is over here now. So, we've added speed and size to this defense. So I think overall, that's going to be the heart of this team, is going to, or at least for the defense, is going to be those linebackers. Up front, Grady Jarrett returns. I have full confidence in what he's going to do this year. I really do. I think that he hit a bit of a learning curve, so to say, learning Dean Pease's system. So I think the emergence of Taquan Graham in year two, or he could very well break out and it only being year two. He looks stout in what he has done in the preseason. He looks good. He looks ready to go. Anthony Rush is another guy that's coming back. He'll be playing nose tackle. Timmy Horn. Another guy, undrafted guy from Kent State, really high, or Kansas State, sorry, really high on him. So, there's pieces on this defense now that, stand to produce more than what was here last year. Dante Fowler was here last year, but that was a failed experience. He never really lived up to the contract that he had. So in Fowler's place, we drafted Arnold Ebiketie and D'Angelo Malone. D'Angelo Malone had, I believe, 23 sacks in college. Or 32 sacks in college. I mean, it doesn't matter what collegiate performance that's from or anything like that, man. It's just 32 sacks just can't be taught, man. That shows that you have a knack to get to the quarterback, man. Arnold Ebiketti's another guy from Penn State as well. You know, he has a high-end motor, and he's looked great in the preseason. So we have a lot of promising pieces already on here that I know is to what Dean Pease needed and has wanted, you know, since his tenure here, which started last year. A lot of the guys that we've had last year were holdovers from the Dan Quinn era, guys like Steven Means, who attributed zero, you know, guys like that. So uh, I know the numbers, you know, sometimes don't really show, but I think this year is going to be a true telling to what this Atlanta Falcons team is going to be all about. Definitely better than 3-14. You know, last year we played with, you know, with so many insecurities, so to say. You know, no Julio Jones, of course, Calvin Ridley bolting in middle of the season. So we were really left with, uh, you know, what we had on as for the receiving core. You know, Russell Gage, Tajay Sharp, you know, Kyle Pitts, of course. You know, in his rookie year. Um, Even though, you know, he had a great rookie campaign, he's another guy that can, you know, grow on those numbers from what he had last year. So I mean, the arrow's definitely trending up for the Falcons this in this season 2022. There's so many other teams that are going through their rebuild, so to say. You know, Houston Texans. Let's just call it for what it is. You know, Davis Mills comes in year number two. Um, you know, he really doesn't have much to operate with over there. Rookie running back Damian Pierce is going to be the the lead back over there, and then you got journeyman wide receiver Brandon Cooks, man. That, you know, although he's still effective, you know, I don't know. I just see there's way worse teams out there, or way more teams that are in worse conditions than we are. So again, I don't really understand where this 3-14 thing is coming from, but that's that's my take on it, man. I don't think the Atlanta Falcons will end up with a record like that at 3-14. I definitely believe that we are a way better team than what we had last year. Just take into consideration into fact that, you know, the dynamic has changed at quarterback now. So a lot of those would be sacks are no longer. I hope to God that they're no longer that's the case, or that's the problem. You know, we have mobility at that quarterback position that we haven't had in God knows how many years, since Michael Vick has been here. You know, when he was last here. Yeah, so, you know, just things like that um, definitely change outcomes in games, as we all know. I really, like I mentioned, I really do believe Atlanta's going to be, you know, we're gonna shock some people, man, and I wouldn't be surprised if that win total is in the double digits, based off of that. But I don't know, man. That's just me. But you guys let me know. Again, if I like I mentioned, if you're tuning in for the first time, please hit that like button. Please subscribe, share it, like it, and drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think. But yeah, man, I appreciate your time, and yeah, let me know. Is it the Falcons going to be what they say that that they're going to be, and that's a 3-14 team this year? That's all I got for tonight, folks. Peace.